Yeah, here we go, and you know, just a moment ago I actually saw a bit of blue sky, but that's closed over. So you know, it's back onto rainy season now. People are in and around. People are still moving around though. Just put a raincoat on and go around. I do. One thing I want to concentrate on today is getting to Vietnam. All right, so you can go, and if anybody's ever been to Vietnam, you go and stand in these incredibly long queues, and you stand there for a long time, and all of a sudden you look over to the right, and some of these mongrels are going through, and they're just walking straight through. How does this work? When you get off the plane, why are people meeting you with all these name cards? Well, there's two ways to get in, and someone got up me the other day for scratching my nose, but I get an itchy nose. First off is our Air Force Fast Track, which is a meet and greet, and you pay a fee. So when you do your visa, you can actually organise a meet and greet at that stage, and you can do that at Saigon, Hanoi, Da Nang. You can get a meet and greet and get fast track through. So they meet you and they escort you through the immigration lanes, and they help you with the paperwork, escort you through to the baggage and customs, and this can take a very, very short period of time. One of the things you've got to do is get your paperwork in order before you land, because at the end of the day, if you do it wrong, you get slowed down. And it's always little things like making sure your names are right, making sure everything's right with that paperwork. People often forget their middle name, for instance, you know. So get your paperwork right, know your customs channels, make sure you've got all the right amount of stuff. You don't take more than 5,000 US through, even though you can leave. Australia was $10,000, it's 5,000 US, all right. Pack your expensive goods and electronics so it's accessible for inspection, and keep your duty free to the limits, all right. I'm not going to go through the cargo side because that's a bit different, but I bought some cargo through and I used a company to bring an electric bike through. Well, that was an absolute disaster. The bike cost me $3,000 in Australia. It's a special bike because I'm a big mongrel, so it cost me. I don't fit on a normal bike. It cost me $900 extra on top of the $1,900 to bring here, so I would have rethought that and not bought it at all. You can buy great little electric bikes here for what I paid for the bike and what I transported over here, so don't make that mistake, campers. You can use freight forwarders are really important when you bring goods in, and no matter what, it's going to be difficult. One of the most difficult things we've got here is customs, and it falls because there's all the different provinces in Vietnam are in fact their own government. Right? If you want to bring some goods and services into Da Nang, you got to go through the Da Nang customs. If you want to do it through Ho Chi Minh, you do it there. If you want to do it through Hanoi, you could do the customs department there. Every city has its own tax department, right? I had to get a release from the tax department in Ho Chi Minh to move my company to Da Nang so that I could operate here. All right, so it's never as simple as you think it's going to be. So always think about how you're going to do it. I've just spoken to a bloke who says, I can get a long-term visa if I open a coffee shop. I'm going to start interviewing some people just to let you know what it's like opening a business here in Da Nang and in Vietnam. It's difficult, so we're going to start interviewing some people coming up pretty soon. If you do all the paperwork right, you could get if you don't do the paperwork right, you're probably going to get a physical inspection. So you all do that. So the other way that you can actually get in here fairly easily, and I have one of these, and it's called an ABTC or an APEC Travel Card. So those of you who are business travellers and you do a lot of travelling, the APEC Travel Card is an absolute wonder because you travel through the diplomatic lines. So when I get into an airport through about 18 different countries, I go straight into the diplomatic line and I'm through in minutes. Wonderful thing. To get that, you need an Australian passport, no criminal convictions, of course. Have a lot of business roles as a senior director, owner, or nominated employee of a registered company. that trades internationally, or you're a senior government official. You've got to be involved in the international trade. So you go through the application process by registering as the ABTC, and you go through your IMI account. You hand up your passport information, evidence of your business and trade, and your employee, your role for employment or within a specific organisation. Then you pay a $200 fee. All right. Once the home economy approves your ABTC, then off you go, and it goes off internationally, and each of the countries may approve or disapprove you as a person, and these can take from a short period of time to months. All right, but when I first got here, I just switched from a physical card to an electronic card, and once we got the electronic card, Vietnam didn't recognise it, so then I had to wait for a great fella called Simon to organise a few things there, and he got it all through, and then now Vietnam recognises it. I just did a border run to Cambodia about a month ago, and I found it hard to get them to recognise it, but they had to recognise it, and it caused me a big delay at the border gate of about a half an hour at Cambodia. You've got to make sure that you've got enough time so do it on a new passport, because it's for 5 years. All right, so if you get it, it's on for 5 years. So if your passport's through to 2030 and you did it in 2020, you're still going to only have it to 2025. So you've got to, and then renew it, or see if you can renew it at that stage, and because of that, all of your details may change. So APEC Travel Card or the VIP meet and greet are the two ways you can get quickly through customs, and well worth a check, particularly when you get off a plane, you're tired and cranky, just check out the cost for you when you do go through your immigration visa, your visa for Vietnam. All right, so just have a good day and don't behave, eh?